Hey everybody, this is Eric Johnson. This is part 4 of my series, The Treasure Itself. About to wrap it up. And today's going to be pretty cool because what we're going to do is, we've been talking about what's in the treasure, kind of ramifications about what's in the treasure with Fenn and his S-Corps and stuff, which I've never heard of until recently. And today what I'd like to do is show you what the treasure looks like when it's outside. Before I go any further, though, I want to tell you about something that happened to me. Let me tell you something. I do not live an exciting life. I'm like a monk. My life is so boring that it's actually picked up with the coronavirus quarantine. That's how boring it is. So yesterday, and I make very few trips out, and the only thing I do is go to the grocery store. And yesterday, though, I had to stop at the local Pops, which is a convenience store, where you can get chips and stuff. So I go in there and I get my gas. When I'm getting my gas, I notice there's a lady who's next to me she's got a truck. She's filling up her big old truck. She's smoking a cigarette like crazy, which I'm a little bit, that's not cool. But anyway, I don't think much of it. I go in to get some chips and pay for the gas, and there's two. You ever seen that deal where the cops sit with two cars next to each other and they're out talking? It always makes me nervous, even though I'm not doing anything wrong. And I couldn't help but kind of think of this lady. It's behind me smoking away on her cigarette at the pump. I didn't know if they're going to, if that's illegal or what. But I wasn't really even thinking about it. I go inside. I'm paying for the gas. I'm getting my chips, and all of a sudden I hear this lady screaming. I hear a woman screaming. I look out. She is like hopping around next to her pump. Her whole arm is on fire, her right arm. She's waving in the air. I guess she's trying to put it out. It's freaking weirdest thing I've ever seen. The cops who are right there in the parking lot, they go running over. Get this, they throw their coffee on her arm trying to put it out. Hopefully their coffees weren't that hot, but I mean, I guess they're trying to help, and she is screaming. And between the two cops, they put her arm out, and me and this guy that are, the cashier guy are just freaking. Holy Jesus! Did we really see that? Anyway, next thing I know, they're putting handcuffs on her, and one of the cops is taking her to his car. She's still kind of screaming a little bit, probably from the pain. And this other cop comes in, I don't know, I guess he was getting another coffee or something, but he was a little bit sweaty, and, you could tell it, folks, it was freaky. But anyway, when he comes in, the cashier next to me, he goes, why are you guys arresting her? And the cop looks at him, I mean, serious anything, goes, waving a firearm in public. All right, so on that note, we want to, and let me tell you, for me it was a big deal. Maybe people like you see these things all the time, but I don't. So anyway, today what we're going to do is we're going to string together, I'm going to string together some clips from a series I did called Treasure Sim. I think it was called Treasure Chest Sim. I'll put a link to it if you want to watch it. But really, I'm taking the good parts because I'm taking when we actually come upon the chest. What I was doing is I was putting the chest in numerous spots, and then I was trying to show you what they look like if you come up upon them in public. And folks, I know I went on and on and on in the previous videos in this series about how small the box is, but it's really small. Small. And the color, you're going to look at the color and you're going to see it when it's in the leaves, and this was in the spring a couple of years ago, but you had all the dead leaves from the winter. And I mean, between the color of that chest, and now imagine there's some green on it because it's been oxidizing out sitting outside with bron oxidizes with the air, and then it gets green on it. So it's going to be a mottled green and brown. It's going to be sitting on top of the ground somewhere in some fashion. And it should be fun. I'm gonna follow this with some clips, and then that'll be the end of it. Probably won't even come back. Maybe I will. So enjoy. and if you will, a far distant planet. Okay, so we're out here in Saluda Shoals Park. We're near a trail. Now, Fenn, of course, said that the blaze is not in close proximity to a trail. And then later when someone said, well, what does that mean as far as close proximity? He said, well, just remember, to an ant, a puddle is an ocean. So it's all relative, which makes sense. But that's why I'm not really going to worry about, we aren't going to worry about trails today. All we're really worrying about is seeing how this treasure looks in the outdoors. So, say we're walking along. You know, let's say we're not even on a trail. We're just walking along, but for some reason we think it's around here. That's the tree, though. Imagine a big F on it. Alright, well, we know we want to get closer because this is not too cool, really, because it's kind of like overgrown, but we're looking. You know, where is right under it? Right under it could be here. I don't know, it could be over there. But it's hard to ignore a big F carved in a tree if there was one. We're coming around. We're looking. And we're looking. We're looking. Whoa! Almost died. Almost killed myself just now. And we're looking. And we're like, man. And you know, how far out should I? You know, this is for the boot on the ground people. We all know what we're talking about. How far away should we be? How far away should we look? If this was the tree, for instance, should we be going further? Because it's all, you know, like quickly down. What if we came in from there? It's unlikely. But again, the scenario is that there's no, trail, that we're just kind of out here for some reason. Well, remember Fenn said at this stage of the game there's probably detritus on it, meaning leaves, branches, twigs, etc. And I really didn't go out of my way to put too much on it. But there's the treasure chest. Can you see it? It actually is getting a little sparkle from my glitter, so that's at least kind of cool. But I mean, folks, here's the treasure chest. Didn't have a lot of leaves on it. I mean, we're talking 8 years, right? So, and look at how this blends in. Whoops. Look at how this blends in. It's really kind of amazing. This one a little easier. The other one I put leaves on top of it. I did not completely cover it, but I put leaves on top of it. I think that's what we have to remember. This thing's probably going to have leaves on it. It could be totally covered with leaves at this point, 8 years later, depending on where it is. Forrest Fenn, I've noticed on a number of quotes, he'll refer to places he'd like to die, which of course is tied to the, chest. He'll refer to people that are looking, like saying, well, I don't know how you think you're going to find it in a forest the way you're doing it, right? He just kind of puts it out there that you're in a forest, even though the person didn't say anything like that. He has alluded to forests more than once. He said that the treasure chest could be scorched by a forest fire. That's a quote most people probably know. He's always alluding to forest as to where the chest is. Now, for those of you that saw me in the Vermilion Creek walking around, I was surrounded by these pinyon trees. There's that incredible movie that was out not too long ago I went to see, which I'll edit into this thing, about the forest fighters who died out in, I believe, Wyoming. If you ever see that movie, they look to be in kind of a pinyon pine forest. It's kind of squat trees, but they're close enough together to where if the fire's raging through, it jumps from tree to tree. It doesn't necessarily have to, in other words, be like this, which to me, this is forest. Technically, maybe not. I don't know if forest refers to a certain geographic size or whatever. Okay, so this one, all I'm trying to say is, if in fact he has said himself there's detritus, as he put it, has to be some accumulated by this point. And I would think unless it's in some hermetically sealed environment, that would be true. So that, you know, that right there can cover this thing up. So let's say this is your blaze. You have, for some reason, you have decided this is your blaze. Here's the Saluda River, by the way. It's a very beautiful park. I'm in. So let's just say, okay, here's the blaze. Let's say, let's do it this way. Let's say that this is your blaze. This is your concept of a blaze, is this path going down to the river. And for you, the concept is, look quickly down means go down the path quickly. Or, you know what I mean. Look quickly down. So you're here and you look down. Look quickly down, and there it is. So we're going to go down here. Like I said, this one's kind of an easy one. Didn't put as much detritus on it, but let's just say you're walking along here. You're going, where is that? Now see, again, for people that haven't done boots on the ground, and for those that have, God, isn't it? It's a, hey, how you doing? Good. I'm just doing a videotape. Isn't it mind-blowing though when you're out here to realize how many places there are for everything? So, you know, let's just say this was your idea. Look quickly down. See, you've gone down. Okay, you could even say, well, go down all the way to the river. But, and let's say we do. And let's say that we go up there and we can't find it. So that's why it's so hard to find this thing. You know, is this where the river normally is? Actually, I know the river's high right now for this time of year. I hope you guys can see that, because I can see it now. It really stands out because of the color, and the I think the glitter is helping somewhat, and I just didn't put very much on it at all. And unfortunately, that's pretty much not going to be the way it's going to be. I hate to say. But here we have it. And of course I knew what to look for. But here it is. Now look at this. This is like virtually uncovered. Right? That's virtually uncovered. But it really fits in with the colors. And the camera looks like it's doing a pretty good job. I'm telling you folks, this thing to me with the naked eye is pretty close proximity colors to the undergrowth. Specifically this time of year, we still got a lot of it'd be kind of a dumb one. This is just going to be showing how the bronze is so good with this is just going to show how this thing blends in so well. This is not even one I pretended to even make any effort to hide. But when we come upon it, I think you're going to say, wow, it really does. Bronze really is perfect. But again, we're in a lot of dead leaves. But if he put it in any area with a lot of wood or rocks and stuff, it'll probably blend in pretty good. I mean, let's face it, he's not going to just stick it out in a green field, right? That would be insane, because you'd be walking along in the summer and everything would be green. You see this brown box sitting there. Basically, it's a brown box. So we're just going to go along here. This is just kind of for, just kind of how it looks generally. All right, there it is. You got some shine from that Scotch tape going down the middle of it here, but it's you know, it's blends in really well. Okay, this one's a little tough because, but it's not as tough as it certainly could be. Like I said, I have already decided I'm not going to go put it out in places like in there and then we look for it. So I'm just kind of sticking to near the trail, but that's enough, because this next one could easily be a situation you could have Especially when you consider, I mean, consider this growth. Look at this growth here, right? This is not real old growth. And we're talking about something that's been out there for, you know, say 9 years, 8 years. So just, again, you have to suspend disbelief, and you have to think we're actually not on a trail. That's not even the point. But it's, again, it's like, you know, this is what it could be like out there, right? This is just plant life, and it's fairly new plant life. God darn it, I gotta find it. Where did I put this thing? It's somewhere around here. Hey, Eric. I didn't even put it that far away. Oh, this is ridiculous. I don't know, folks. Is there any reason for me to go looking for this thing? I am not making this up. I put it in here somewhere. Is that it? Oh, God, I even put it out here and I'm having... This is stupid. Well, this is just ridiculous. Just because it's behind. I'll even tell you what we're looking for. It's behind a little plant life. But, you know, and of course it's got all these dead leaves, but just imagine those dead leaves are rocks instead of dead leaves, or wood, or... Oh, come on. Okay, this is really ticking me off, folks, and I'm not making this up. I just... Wow. Yes, I know this is ridiculous. I literally have a hard time finding the treasure chest. It's so dumb. And yet... here it is. You know, it was like I knew where the area was. I knew every time I got to that tree, I said I got to go back to the left. It's somewhere over here. But if that treasure chest is under plant growth, we are screwed. That blaze is going to have to be a known thing. You're going to have to know you have found the blaze, and you're going to have to know to look down, because otherwise you're never going to see this chest, right? Am I right? Am I right? Freaking me out. There it is. There it is. See it? I mean, what would even prompt you? Say the blaze is, well, just for shits and giggles, we'll say that squirrel's nest. See that squirrel's nest is the blaze. So you know you're looking down below that tree somewhere. Of course, we don't know where the blaze is, particularly. We don't know where the chest is. Some people think, well, I'm not going to get into all that. God, look at the thorns here. Okay, well, at least I found it. God, that's stupid. There it is. God, I almost lost it again. I don't know, folks. This is... And don't say this is cheating putting it in here like this. It could easily be in here like this. Just to remind ourselves. See the glitter I put on there? Can you see it? Just to approximate the metallic glint, possibly. Well, wow. Even on this path. I mean, wow. Wow. Fenn really knew what he was doing when he picked bronze. He knew what he was doing. All right, folks. Well, there you have it. There are my clips of what the treasure chest looks like outside. Hope you enjoyed that. I've always kind of thought it. That was a series that I got private messages on more than usual. People saying, "What a cool idea!" And that was really cool to see what it looks like. And boy, it's going to be tough to see when it's out there. Shouldn't be tough to see if you know what the blaze is, so you can look under it or down from it or whatever the actual whatever's occurring out there. You know, one time Fenn said in an interview, I don't have it, I'm not going to even bother looking it up, but I remember reading it, and it was very innocent. Someone said, "What do you mean when you say quickly down?" He just means, well, I would just... You know, you're looking for it and you want to get to it, so you just look quickly down. That's all he was saying. like for him, it's a matter of movement. You're going to this is a point where you're moving towards getting it, and just look quickly down. He didn't have all of this stuff like I've seen, and I've done it myself, where I think it means, when you see the blaze 20 feet away, then you look down, and so there's the chest, which a lot of people thought was a cool idea, that maybe you're supposed to look down the minute you see the blaze. You don't actually get to the blaze, and when you look quickly down, it's kind of telling you to arrest your movement. But Fenn said, in this one thing, he just said, I just mean look quickly down, like you're there and you want to see it. Anyway, glad everybody enjoyed it. I hopefully did. I'm going to be out, like I said, in August, but I have a funny feeling I can't wait past July. Everybody have a good time, and someone find the treasure this summer. Very excited, very excited, very excited. Let's get out there and do it and get this thing over with, because quite frankly, I'm getting really tired of it. And I know I say this a lot, but if I don't find it this summer with this particular saw, I'll never look again. But, that'll go away when I don't find it. I'll stop thinking like that. Everybody have a good time, and till next time, goodbye.